Hello, Rewind the Movies. Tonight we're going to be watching The Black Phone. Been hearing a lot of good things about this one. It's directed by Scott Derrickson, the guy who did Sinister, Sinister 2, Doctor Strange, and even Hellraiser Inferno a few years back as well, one of the better Hellraiser sequels. Quite excited. Let's go see what it's all about.
You goof. Well, isn't that just peachy keen?
You need some help?
You see that?
Yeah.
Would you hand me my hat? Yes, sir. I am a part-time magician.
Are those black balloons in there?
Would you like to see a magic trick?
Hey everyone, how's it going there? You might be wondering why I'm back in the room here when I usually do the podcast, and it's because I did originally have this plan to do that thing where you walk into the cinema, the camera pans up, pans back down, and then I walk out and give the review. But it was extremely rainy when we left the cinema, so I initially tried doing this in the car, but the sound was awful. So I've come back here now where I've got my microphone and I'm in the nice comfort of my own home to do the review of The Black Phone, which I just watched. Okay, so just going to zip straight into it there. So this film was directed by Scott Derrickson, who I previously mentioned has done quite a few horror films. So this is kind of the product of him being quite sick of working with Marvel. He was due to do Doctor Strange 2 or Multiverse of Madness or whatever it was called. And he left because of creative differences, which basically means Marvel wouldn't let him have any creative freedom at all. So he left the project and instead decided he wanted to go back to do a horror movie again. And I've got to be honest, I'm glad he made that decision because I'm not really one for Marvel films anyway. So I wasn't really, I watched Doctor Strange. I didn't know what the hell was going on. But this one I thoroughly enjoyed. I thought this was a brilliant movie. I thought every performance was fantastic in it there. Ethan Hawke was so good as the bad guy. The actor, I'll put his name on the screen, but the actor playing the young kid, Finn, brilliant. The actress playing his little sister, also brilliant. Can't say enough good things about the performances in this movie. If I had to give it any criticism, I do think the first half hour was a little bit slow. However, I don't think that's really a problem because it does kind of put everything in place. So I wasn't bored by it there, but I was just, it kind of takes his time to kind of get going with the horror. But I do think that's to its credit there because it is kind of slowly building things up. I mean, it is based on a book by Joe Hill, who is Stephen King's son. So maybe, and obviously Stephen King writes books like that as well. But he kind of lets things breathe a little bit. He lets you kind of get into the characters first, and then that before he starts bringing in the sinister elements there. So that's just me trying to find a critique, by the way. That's if you had a gun to my head and said, what would you say is wrong with this film? That would be it there. That's how little of a criticism that is. But getting into the good stuff there, I don't really want to spoil anything there, but it's really well made. I don't really want to go into the plot and stuff. It's kind of one of those ones that's best to watch kind of blind and have it all unfold for you. I mean, I would actually advise against watching the trailers for this because the trailer kind of gives away too much anyway. But it just kind of unfolds, and like it's just that amazing thing where like every little thing comes together beautifully at the end in the most and like in ways you wouldn't have expected it to, and it just kind of it just the last 10 minutes was outstanding, brilliant ending to a movie. The score as well was just. It had Goblin vibes to it, like Dario Argento's and Goblin sort of vibes to it. It was just a brilliant score. Everything in this film was great. I thoroughly enjoyed it there. Probably if I had to give it a review, to give it a rating, like I always do, the guys are probably going to be expecting me to give it the famous Adam out of 10 rating. I'm going to give this one a 10, just straight up 10. And have a 10 out of 10. They deserve it for this one. Worth the wait. I mean, I know it had a lot of problems with COVID. COVID obviously held up the release for a couple of years there. Worth the wait. Bravo to everyone involved. Can't wait to see the next film by Scott Derrickson.